Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Who doesn't like a good old portion of TRVL to brighten the mind and the soul? So again, we're going to have a look at these candles. We have a 3-month candle, which is closing in a month's time. We have a 2-month candle. This for me is starting to look like a reversal. Look at that volume on that 2-month candle. It's bellissimo. It's excellent. And we've got these candles starting to form nicely. Let's have a look at the monthly. We had the monthly piercing, and this is a continuation. This is really nice, actually. Increasing volume, increasing prices. And on the weekly time frame, it's still looking good. It looks like it just is kind of grinding up now, and hopefully we can get some kind of future breakout or break to the upside. Could be a double bottom with a measured move target of around 3 cents. That's still where I am with my idea of our target on TRVL effectively. And it's quite interesting because on the daily time frame, do you see what happened? The price took out the lows with a swing failure. Bearish candle closed lower, but the next candle, it was decreasing volume, and today we had a really nice volume buy up. This is at the moment, if this holds like this, it's looking like a really nice reversal here for continuation to our 1.168 target for a healthy payday. All right, just looking at these there's not much to report except potentially that we have broken out of this line. Is it there or is it there? Or is it there? Yeah. This is looking good, actually. This is looking really good. Wow, look at that. See that? It came almost to the level and then bounced off it. And then you've got this anchored VWAP. Look, we lost it. We reclaimed it. We back tested it. We're above it. This is looking really bullish now. Yesterday, there was a little bit of danger, but the price dropped and it was brought back. And effectively, what you've got is really strong bullish price action here. The volume is good. We're back above the point of control of the local range. We're going back into the value area high. We're coming off that downward trend line. But, you know, if Bitcoin can bottom or have a little pump, maybe at the end of the day, then a lot of these altcoins could potentially pump or pop. But ideally, you really want everything to happen on Monday, New York session, really. All right. Enough commentary. More work. I'm so exhausted. But it is what it is. Fixed range. Where? Here? What do you think? RH is asking me, am I in El Salvador? Yes, I am. So this is looking like a bullish engulfing, huh? Today. If this is closes like this. That weekly, I think, is good. It's a sell. The volume is quite high and it doesn't really go anywhere. The price doesn't go anywhere. And obviously on the monthly time, we've got a mega bullish reversal happening. I'd say this is actually really bullish, to be honest with you. It's looking bullish to me. So every dip is a buying opportunity, and dips happen a lot. But I think this is good, actually. I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking this looks okay. All right. Let's have a look at the D-Travel Telegram to see if there's anything interesting. Whale buy listings, whale buy. And here they're just trying to organize, motivate themselves for going on Coinbase instead of I don't know, something else like Binance or whatever applications are there that are useful out there. Yeah, I don't think you remember my face. I don't think so. So anyway, this is the Telegram. Lots of things happening here. I'm onboarding El Salvador, as I've already talked about. A little bit of spam here. Here, Andrea posts an update. She says, last week we did a thing. We can't wait to show you tomorrow. So tomorrow something's happening. Also expect more listings in the SEA territory where markets and a lot of crypto entrepreneurs are migrating to. Turned on my notifications for your next video, Beard Prince. Thank you so much. I hope you're here watching me. If not, then why not? And here Emmanuel Levy responds to me. What was his question? He asks, is it possible to see periodic charts instead of the cumulative ones, number of bookings for each month instead of the total of all past months? And that's in relation to the real world's data link that I keep on sharing here. And can you see it month on month? Well, I think you can, because you can just calculate. You'd have to go back and calculate to see the difference. That's the only way. And then this data, the operator silence and these listings, again, you'd have to go back month by month and see how they increment upwards. Otherwise, there's no other way to do that. Not that I can see. And I will find out. Right now, I can't see it the way you want it, potentially. You'd have to calculate it month by month, you see, and just remove the values from each other to calculate the month-on-month growth or the month-on-month average. I'm not going to do it for you, but it can be. I think it can be done. And I think that's all of the questions. Let's have a look at the volume, this local range. So look, we've come above the point of control of this local range. We're into the value area high of this local range. This is bullish. You've got a little deviation from the lows there. That's really nice to see. And the point of control is not in the highs of the range. It's kind of in the lower part of this higher range. I'm actually starting to feel really bullish about TRVL. Not that I was never not bullish, was I? But for me, this is looking like consolidation underneath resistance. I feel like something is about to happen. We're about to break in a very strong way, possibly to the upside. And if you go back to my original inverse head and shoulders analysis, you'll see that actually, look, you see I asked for TRVL to come back down to this area and be tested. And that wick is your test. We have had the test. You see that? So it's quite interesting that I potentially called that. And now we're looking to form the right shoulder. And it looks like it wants to form really nicely here. Potentially looking at a daily bullish engulfing candle today with increasing volume. And hopefully we can have a nice head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders breakout in next month. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now in terms of TRVL. Is there anything else that I can quickly have a look at? Again, this anchored VWAP, which I talked about yesterday, it felt like we were losing it, but look at that. Look at how amazing this anchored VWAP is. So if people haven't drawn this anchored VWAP, I'm using the combined chart and I'm going to paste that code into the chat. So anyone who wants to can cut and paste that into TradingView. RH is saying that audio is even better. Well, that's because I've got the microphone right here in front of my face and I'm speaking straight into it. So that's what I learned to improve the audio. If you see what I've done, I've taken the anchored VWAP from the pivot high here that was a rejection on the 13th of Friday the 13th of December. Look at that. You can't get more spooky or superstitious than that. That was when D-Travel rejected from that pivot high and crashed like there was no tomorrow. But look at the anchored VWAP from that pivot high on Friday the 13th. We have come up to nearly get above it and come back down. And now we haven't been able to close underneath it. That is looking really bullish, isn't it? It's holding a support. I said it was holding a support, but yesterday it looked like, or 2 days it looked like it was potentially collapsing. But actually, when you look at it now, it looks really good. It looks like it was never going to close underneath the anchored VWAP. Let me just pull this range pull here, and you can see, look, we have a really nice back test of the value area high. Look at that, back test of the value area high, back test of that anchored VWAP from the Friday the 13th pivot high in 2024. This looks like a back test. It looks like the value area high has held as support. That means this whole value area is now support. And with a bullish engulfing, what I'm expecting now is a really nice pumpity pump to break to the upside and hopefully hit our target at 3 cents. If I look at some of these patterns, let me see if I see any. Let me see if it tells me. So according to this, we're in some kind of rectangle and also potentially into some kind of double bottom here. It's giving us a pretty similar target for both of them at 2 cents here. You see that? 2 cents. So that's quite interesting because that would only put us 100% from where we are. And I wanted more, huh? I'm not saying that I'm greedy, but I wanted more. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's interesting. It's all interesting. Just have a look at these things. The one other thing that I haven't looked at in a while are CCI patterns. You see on the weekly, we've kind of had a 0 line reject in the middle there. And we're now back above the 100 mark. Yeah, I mean, there is a bit of bearish divergences here. The monthly CCI for the first time in the history of this token is crossing the -100 mark. That is bullish. If there wasn't a signal, then that is it. It's the first time it's done that. I would argue that if it crosses like that, then it's coming to kind of test some kind of trend line like that. Okay. That's what I would argue. And obviously look at the RSI. The RSI is looking really bullish. Look, the RSI is putting in let me maximize it. For that, it's putting in a higher low. RSI is putting in a higher low there on the monthly time frame. And what does that mean? Higher low on the monthly time frame, and on here you can see the price put in a lower low. That there is a higher low, that's a low low. You've got bullish absorption on the RSI. It's not showing on the CCI, but on the RSI we're seeing some bullish absorption happening as we speak. Holding that VWAP very nicely, and look at that value area high is holding a support. This is really nice, guys. Really nice. I'm potentially even more bullish now, just looking at the charts now. I'm feeling really confident about this being the bottom. That's kind of what we want. So I'm going to end that video. If you like it, then I appreciate if you could like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever you fancy. Obviously, subscribing is the most important for me because I'm trying to get my YouTube channel upgraded here in El Salvador, but I need another maybe 105 subs to hit my target of 1,000.